From the IRC television studios on the SUNY Oneonta campus, this is Oneonta News Now. I'm Caitlin Horrett.
And I'm Vincent Cataldo.
Before we start the news, we are going to have meteorologist Matthew Miles join us with a look at the Oneonta weather cam. But actually, the weather cam does not exist because Oneonta is not real. And our weather is still not here. Rest in weatherman peace, Matt. Hope you're back with us soon. Coming up next, we have your campus and local news. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
For local news, a 17-year-old male has been arrested by Delaware County Sheriff's deputies for alleged sexual misconduct on the DCMO Bosse's Herald campus in Masonville. The teen was arrested Friday night on 2 counts of forcible touching, 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, 1 count of attempted sexual misconduct, and 1 count of sexual misconduct. All Class A misdemeanors. The arrest followed complaints made by staff at the school where all the incidents are reported to have occurred. It is alleged that the teen engaged in multiple sexual acts on different days with multiple victims who were under the age of 17. The teen was arraigned in the town of Masonville court and sent to the Delaware County Correctional Facility in lieu of $5,000 cash bail. He is scheduled to reappear at the town of Masonville court at a later date for further process.
In launching fashion in action last month, mother-daughter store owners Linda Drake and Lindsay Malaya paired a flair for fashion with a passion for philanthropy. The boutique-style store, located on 261st Main Street, Oneonta, offers specially selected Indian textile items such as purses, scarves, rugs, tapestries, pillows, and clothing, with proceeds benefiting Drake's Ninash Foundation, the organization founded by Drake and her husband, Ashok Malhotra, in 1996, works to promote education and literacy among impoverished children and adults in India. Though Fashion in Action launched on October 15th, Drake said a grand opening is planned from 5 to 7 p.m. on Friday, November 9th.
A New York City man who state police said held 2 people hostage with a shotgun in Worcester was safely apprehended Monday. Edgar R. Gonzalez Francis, 20, had barricaded himself in a trailer with 2 male hostages, according to state police. The hostages exited the front of the home when troopers and the Crisis Investigation Unit arrived. As backup officers began arriving and establishing a perimeter, however, Gonzalez Francis escaped the residence, which is near the Dollar General store. He was apprehended nearby and taken into custody at about 5 p.m. Worcester's Central School District was put on lockdown during the standoff since it is just a few blocks away from the standoff. Troopers were considering busing the students out of the area when Gonzalez Francis was finally taken into custody. The shotgun was found abandoned nearby and secured by police. Students were dismissed soon after.
About 20 area residents and history buffs attended the unveiling of the last Deet Street mural, depicting a Victorian-era scene at Wilbur Bank at the Greater Oneonta History Center on Saturday. The murals, conceptualized by GOHS Executive Director Bob Brzezowski and artist Carol Mandigo 5 years ago, offer windows into business formerly occupying the 183rd Main Street building. Murals are something we've been interested in, Brzezowski said, and I thought it would be a good thing to have them on Deet Street side of the building, specifically where the windows would have historically been. Funding for the roughly $12,000 project, Brzezowski noted, was provided through GOHS fundraising, private donations, and grants administered through the Chenango Arts Council.
Thanks, Vincent. We have your entertainment news when we come back. Stay tuned to ONN News Now. Can we turn on the at least camera?
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're back with your entertainment news update with Natalie Costanza and Felicia Lewis. What's going on this week in entertainment?
There are a ton of great things happening on our campus this week. It's almost time to kick off the winter sports season, and this Wednesday, November 7th at 7:00 p.m. in the Alumni Fieldhouse, the annual event Madness on the Hill will be taking place. This event is the school's favorite pep rally with performances by the Oneonta State kickline and dance teams, free food, and even free t-shirts for early attendees. In the past, the men's and women's basketball teams come together to play in mixed half-court tournaments against each other as well. This event even has a unique opportunity if you're returning for the spring semester. You have the opportunity to enter a drawing to win a $500 voucher to go towards your textbooks. You do not want to miss this event. This week, the SUNY Oneonta Theater Department and the Mask and Hammer Theater Club will be opening their production of Our Country's Good. Set in the late 1700s, you will follow a group of convicts as they travel to Australia as part of their sentencing for the crimes they committed. It is truly survival of the fittest for the group of thieves as supplies are short and the environment unfriendly. Will they make it through? You'll just have to go to the Goodrich Theater and Fine Arts either November 7th through the 9th at 7:30 p.m. and November 10th at 2:00 p.m. Tickets are free for SUNY Oneonta students and $5 for the general public. Tickets are available at the Hunt Union box office from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. daily.
For some national entertainment news, we have good news for all the Lovatics out there. Demi Lovato was spotted out of rehab this weekend hanging out in Los Angeles area. The 25-year-old pop star recently completed 3 months of treatment at a rehab center following an apparent overdose in July at her Los Angeles home and almost 2 months hospital stay. The 26-year-old singer, who has battled substance abuse for years and went out to get sushi in Beverly Hills on Saturday night with designer Henry Alexander Levi. The two were in a car outside the Matsuhisi restaurant. In addition, several people tweeted that they spotted Lovato at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights on Friday night. It is unclear if Lovato has completed her rehab stay and returned home or was just permitted to travel for the weekend. A source told E! News last week that everything is going to be fine.
That's all of our entertainment news. Back to you, Caitlin.
Thanks for joining us, Natalie and Felicia. We have your national news coming up, so stay tuned to ONN.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
In national news, just 2 days before the midterm election, President Donald Trump announced via an Axios interview that he is planning to challenge a 150-year-old constitutional standard that anyone born in America is an American citizen. Trump told Axios that he plans to sign an executive order to remove the right to citizenship for babies of non-citizens and unauthorized born on U.S. soil. He said, "How ridiculous. We are the only country in the world where a person comes in, has a baby, and the baby is essentially a citizen of the United States for 85 years with all those benefits. It's ridiculous, and it has to end. The 14th Amendment was passed after the Civil War and specifically says that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Some fellow Republicans have both praised and rejected Trump's planned action. South Carolina Senator Lindsey O. Graham, who has been pushing to end birthright citizenship since 2010, said this policy is a magnet for illegal immigration out of the mainstream of the developed world and needs to come to an end. While Wisconsin House Speaker Paul Ryan said, "You cannot end birthright citizenship with an executive order. You obviously can't do that. You know, as a conservative, I'm a believer in following the plain text of the Constitution. And I think in this case, the 14th Amendment is pretty clear, and that would involve a very, very lengthy constitutional process." The Axios interview did not make clear whether Trump would deny citizenships to the babies of any non-citizens, or just to those of immigrants in the country illegally.
A Wake County mother has been charged with leaving her 2 young children on a Cary road and speeding away. According to police and the arrest warrant, Jennifer Westfall, 38, is accused of dropping her 9-year-old and 19-month-old off on the side of Reedy Creek Road on October 2nd. Police say a woman taking her child to Reedy Creek Elementary School witnessed the incident and then picked the 2 children up and took them to school. Westfall, on the other hand, said that she drove into the school's campus, dropped her kids off, and watched a woman take them by the hand, where she thought was a legal way to abandon the children. But in North Carolina, only infants a few days old can be left with another adult in order to be considered legal. In a statement, she says, "I know what I did was wrong, but I was so tired of doing this by myself. I have the strength to do what I need to do, but I don't have the skills to make the income that I need to take care of my family, and nobody will hire me. I've been around everywhere, and with these charges, I just don't see how I'm ever getting my kids back." CPS and Cary police investigated and decided to charge the mother with 2 counts of misdemeanor child abuse. Westfall was arrested at her home Monday and was released from jail last night and is due in court next month.
Police have identified the women who were killed Friday when a gunman stormed a yoga studio in Tallahassee, Florida, and opened fire. Nancy Van Vessem was a doctor. Mara Binkley was a college student. Both were part of the Florida State University community. Binkley was a 21-year-old student at Florida State, according to school president John Thrasher, and Van Vessem, 61, was a doctor who was chief medical director for Capital Health Plan, according to the Tallahassee Democrat. She was also a faculty member at Florida State, Thrasher said. "We send our condolences out to their families."
14 packages containing pipe bombs were sent to several prominent figures across the country this week, all of whom have criticized President Donald Trump. The sending of the explosives sparked a nationwide investigation on Friday. Authorities arrested 56-year-old Florida resident Cesar Sayoc in connection with the incidents. Sayoc was previously known to the public officials and had been arrested nearly a dozen times in Florida, including a 2002 arrest for making a bomb threat. The packages were sent to notable figures such as George Soros, the Clintons, Barack Obama, the CNN mailroom in New York, former CIA Director John Brennan, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Eric H. Holder, Maxine Walters, Robert De Niro, Joe Biden, Cory Booker, James Clapper, Kamala Harris, and Tom Stater. None of the packages denoted.
Thanks, Kaylin. When we come back, our meteorologists will take a look at your 5-day weather forecast.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Welcome back to ONN News Now. Let's find out what the weather has in store for us this week with our meteorologist, Matthew Miles. I'm just kidding, he's still not here, so whatever with that. In international news, a Japan Airlines pilot has admitted to failing a breath test shortly before he was due to fly from London Heathrow to Tokyo, according to the UK's press association. The pilot, Katoshi Jitukawa, 42, had almost 10 times more the legal permitted amount of alcohol in his bloodstream when he was arrested. He pleaded guilty at Uxbridge Magistrates Court last Thursday. Japan Airlines flight JL44 was scheduled to take off just 50 minutes after tests showed that the first officer had 189 milligrams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood in his body. The legal limit for pilots is 20 milligrams. He was caught after a driver of a bus crew smelled alcohol and called the police. He was reprimanded in custody and is due to be sentenced November 29th.
Ethiopia's parliament has appointed the country's first female president. Shall work sued in a move hailed as setting a new standard for women in the East African nation, the Prime Minister's chief of staff announced Thursday. Zoud, 69, has served since June as the United Nations Special Representative to Ethiopia as a Under-Secretary General. She also has held top diplomatic posts representing Ethiopia in France and Djibouti. Fitsum Ariga, the top aide to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who leads Ethiopia's government and policy, tweeted, "In a practical society such as ours, the appointment of a female head of state not only sets the standard for the future, also normalizes women as decision makers in public life."
A woman who attacked a bus driver after she missed her stop was partially responsible for a dramatic crash in southwestern China that killed all 15 people on board. An investigation by Chinese authorities revealed Friday a 10-second clip from the onboard camera released by police showed a female passenger yelling at the male driver while he was steering. Shortly after 10 a.m. on Sunday, the 48-year-old woman then attacked the driver with her cell phone. While he fought back with his right arm, when she struck him again, he abruptly turned the steering wheel left, swerving into oncoming traffic before crashing into the railings of the side of a bridge. The release of the clip brings an end to the mystery surrounding the cause of the deadly crash, which has come to captive China amid extensive television coverage of a massive search and recovery effort. The number 22 bus was stuck at the bottom of the Yangtze River. Police said they pieced together what happened based on footage from the onboard recorder, which was recovered by divers, as well as 2,300 hours of surveillance videos along the bus route and numerous witness accounts. The statement concluded that both the passenger and the driver had broken laws for seriously endangering public safety. The bus was pulled out of the river on Wednesday, and divers have so far recovered 13 bodies, with 2 still missing.
With the deaths of 12 people in Sicily, the death toll in Italy's historic flooding has grown to 29, the country's interior minister said. 12 dead in Sicily, people that were having dinner and were swept up by the water. Interior Minister Matteo Salvini said in a statement to the press in the northern region of Veneto. 9 of the people were members of two families dining together when the house was submerged by water from a nearby river that overflowed suddenly. The fire brigade said on Twitter, the fire brigade had found the bodies among the victims were 2 children, 1 and 3 years old.
Thanks, Vincent. Stay tuned to ONN for your weekly sports update with Jared Baez and my girl Joanna.
More exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. So, Jarrett and Joanna, what's going on in sports this week?
Well, Caitlin and Vincent, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to sports, so let's get right to it. For some campus sports news. With the fall semester slowly coming to an end, the women's volleyball team have reached the end of their season as well, wrapping up the 2018 season with a pair of 3-0 victories against Elmira College and Brew College Saturday afternoon on the second day of the Dig Pink Invitational. The Red Dragons finished the season with a record of 14. Oneonta finished the day with a .255 hitting percentage as a team, averaging 14.1 kills per set. Gillian Steiglites paced the Red Dragons with 25 kills and 4 service aces. Cara Colton and Victoria Mulder chipped in with 17 kills apiece. Cluden finished the day with a team best of .517 hitting percentage. Jessica Fowler dished out 73 assists along with 4 service aces, while Caitlin McDonough led the way with 17 digs. McDonough also had 4 service aces and a team best of .939 serve percentage. The Red Dragonesses were definitely breathing fire. In some of the harshest weather conditions in recent memory, the SUNY Oneonta men's soccer team tallied tailed 3 times in the first half en route to a 4-0 shutout to Buffalo State in the 2018 SUNY Athletic Conference Tournament quarterfinals. The Red Dragons were playing into a gusty win in the opening half, which actually helped them on its opening goal in the second minute of play. Ultimately, the Red Dragons didn't even give the Bengals a chance, putting the game out of reach early in the second half on a finish by junior Whitman Hernandez. Hernandez took one touch past the defender before sending a shot along the ground to the far right corner inside the post. The goal was Hernandez's team's leading 12th of the season. If Oneonta gets past Cortland on Wednesday, they will play the winner of Brockport and New Paltz match, which will also take place on Wednesday. The championship game will be played next Saturday, beginning at 1 p.m. That's it for your campus sports report. What's going on in sports outside of SUNY Oneonta, Joanna?
In MLB news, the Red Sox beat the Dodgers 5-1 in Game 5 to win World Series title. David Price proved his postseason mettle. Steve Pearce homed twice, and Boston beat the Los Angeles Dodgers 5-1 on Sunday to finish off a one-sided World Series in 5 games. A tormented franchise during decades of despair before ending an 86-year championship drought in 2004, the Red Sox have become baseball's team of the century with 4 titles in 15 seasons. David Price said, quote, "Seeing all these grown men over there just acting like kids, that's what it's all about. This is why I came to Boston." Boston outscored the Dodgers 28-16 and had only a slightly better batting average at .222 to .180. But the Red Sox got timely hitting and won their 9th title, tying the Athletics for 3rd, most behind the Yankees and Cardinals. All that stood between the Red Sox and a sweep was an 18-inning loss in Game 3, the longest World Series game ever. They trailed 4-0 in the 7th inning of Game 4 when Sale rose from the dugout bench for a fiery, profane, motivational rant, and his teammates woke up in time to rally for a 9-6 win. Boston never trailed in Game 5. Congrats to the Boston Red Sox. In NFL news, the New York Jets lost to the Miami Dolphins 13-6 in Miami. The Jets are 3-6 after an awful 13-6 loss to the Miami Dolphins. It's their 3rd straight loss, and here comes the locker room discord. Safety Jamal Adams said, quote, "Enough is enough. I'm not a loser." The Jets managed 275 total yards and went 2 for 13 on 3rd down. Rookie QB Sam Darnold had his worst game as a pro. The Dolphins managed just 168 yards and their offense scored 6 points. The defense continually pressured Dolphins QB Brock Osweiler, sacking him 4 times. Way to go, Jets. Keep the tradition of losing alive. The Jets will play the Buffalo Bills on Sunday at MetLife.
And that's it for your weekly sports desk.
Thanks, Jared and Joanna. Join us again next week for your up-to-date news, sports, weather. Well, kind of next week. We have a very special episode of ONN Fake News. But for now, I'm Vincent Cataldo.
And I'm really funny. I'm Caitlin Hort. This is ONN News Now. Have a great night.